It's time for the show. Cause it's Monday. Oh, all right. Where are we? Wrong one. There we go. In three, two, one. I guess he's. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2020. My name is Jerry, and this is my first cup of coffee. Something about yawning through that feels appropriate, even though I went to bed at a reasonable hour and got plenty of sleep. Good morning, Stacy. Stacy and I were just part of a group chat where we were talking about the new Whistlekick Facebook group. What did we call it? Martial Arts Fun and Friends. Because people wanted to post generalized content in other places with Whistlekick that didn't work. So what do we have now? We've got the regular Whistlekick Facebook page, which other people are not permitted to post on. You can comment on things. There is the Martial Arts Radio page, and we have a new episode today. Talk about that in a moment. Where you are very unlikely to get a post of your own up, but again, comments are welcome. And there are a lot of people who are trying to put up posts looking for advice, looking for input from that group. There's a cat here. And I'm part of a lot of Facebook groups. Most of them are martial arts related, as you might imagine. And they're all like every other Facebook group. They all turn into negativity and criticism. And I thought, what if we bring some of those parameters that we use around positivity and unifying and all that to a generalized Facebook group? And so I did that on Friday night. And I think we're up to like 100 and something members. And I've seen some good posts already. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying it. That's good. That's good. Did the episode go up yet? Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Well, I'll deal with that after. But there is a new episode. I don't remember who it is. I'm not sure why it's not up. That's a little annoying. Well, weekend. Weekend was great. I got a ton done. This was probably one of the more productive, balanced weekends I've had in a long time. The team was at an event on Saturday. They did absolutely wonderfully, and I did not attend. It was a combination of a number of factors, including weather and things that I had to do. But they killed it. I saw some video, quite a few photos, and the results spoke for themselves. So congratulations to Team Whistlekick on another fine showing. Well done. What else did I do? I meal prepped like a monster last night. And there are meals in the freezer, meals in the fridge, they're all over the place. I just kind of went crazy. Cooked up big batches of a bunch of things, and we'll see how that goes. I'm testing the theory that if I have more meals ready to go, I will save money and eat better. And I'm pretty sure that that's true, but I do tend to burn out on things, so we'll see. If this works out, I'm going to buy a chest freezer. I keep talking about buying a chest freezer. They're not terribly expensive. But if I buy a chest freezer and fill it with pre-made meals, then I can have more variety. So, yeah. What else? What else happened this weekend? Went to the gym. tried to go to my co-working space, but the door was jammed or something. They tried telling me afterwards that I needed to jiggle it more, and I was there for jiggle. You ever have a door that just doesn't want to open, and it's really frustrating? And if it's your door and you know exactly how to do it, it's not a big deal. But for other people, and this is an interior door that's not even supposed to be locked, so very annoying. So I ended up at Panera and had a bagel, and worked for a few hours. Bumped into an old friend, I think colleague. That's probably a better description. Chatted with him for a while, and then I'm guessing age-wise, junior high girls hockey team descended and sat on every flat surface that was there. So that kind of signaled the end of my time. But it was a good weekend. It was a really good weekend. Now today's going to be crazy because I keep not going to Taekwondo on Mondays. It's the only day I can go. And it's been weeks, and I wanted to go last week, I wanted to go the week before, and I just can't make it. But I'm hoping to go today. Now the downside to that is I'm going to be 45 minutes in the other direction, which means I've got to leave this client's office at like 3 to make it there for like 5:30. Maybe not quite that bad. 3:30? 3:30. 4:30. No, I can do it if I leave at 4. Interesting. Good. It's good to know. Because I miss my Taekwondo friends and I miss my Taekwondo instructor. And I can say this because he's not listening. He's not watching. Got an autographed copy of the book. He said he was going to buy a copy, and I told him no. He's a good man. And he came into my life at a time when if he had not, I don't know what I would have done with training. I don't know if I would have started training again. I don't know if whistlekick would have happened. So, anytime any of you out there appreciate something going on with whistlekick, yeah, by all means, you can thank me, you can thank the team, but part of that thanks has to get passed up the line to Master Roto. So, yeah, busy day. The cat gets her acupuncture today. She's not a big fan, but she tolerates it better than she used to, and her health is really good. It's really been helpful for her. And then run up to this client. So, yeah. Stacy said he is a very good man. I love his support, even as a person not training with him. Stacy trains with his son. Yeah, he's 1 in a million. I have the opportunity to meet with and train with a lot of people, and I'm selective as to who I will spend my time with. He's someone I choose to spend my time with. So. But let's look at these questions. I know we got some questions in here. Let's dig into them, see what's going on, and we can go from there. What lessons can pain teach us? Oh, pain is such a wonderful teacher. Pain can teach us very simple lessons. If we're talking about training, when you move in this way, it might hurt because someone else might do this. It can teach us how to move correctly. Improper movement can lead to pain. And that doesn't just have to be with combat related things. It can be stances and everything. If things should not hurt. If things hurt, something is wrong. And that could be indicating that you're moving improperly. Pain can also teach us what's important. If something hurts but you keep doing it, it's probably important to you. Doesn't mean it's good for you, but it's important to you. Pain is a great teacher. but we don't always listen to the lessons properly. There are things that shouldn't hurt, and there are things that shouldn't hurt the way they do. And some things shouldn't hurt for as long of a duration as they do. Interpersonal relationships can be painful, but that should be the exception, not the rule. If a relationship with someone is always painful or often painful, there's something wrong. And it should be addressed, because the people around you should make your life better. They should lift you up. I put up a post on my personal Facebook page yesterday, commenting on just the general amount of time people spend in negativity and tearing each other down. And what would happen if we spent all of that energy lifting each other up? Doesn't mean you have to agree. Doesn't mean you have to support. But just take that energy that you would use to criticize over here and be positive over here. See, in martial arts, we do that whether or not we realize it in our training. Instead of a class being about criticizing, constant criticism, and saying, you suck at this, and you suck at this, and you suck at this, we all train to get better. And we get better by helping each other and sharing our bodies. Hey, throw me around, punch me, kick me, spar with me. And because of that, we continually refine and iterate and get better with each other. And that process really works well. If you want to see a martial arts school get a lot better, drop one new skilled person in that school. Stacy says, love that premise. I can even disagree without negativity. Yes, you absolutely can. Because if you focus on the, I really try not to go political, but that's probably the best example of this. So right now, in the US, 75% of what I see on social media on Facebook, is attacks on various political candidates and concepts and things. Okay. What if you took that energy, that time, and posted positive things about the candidates you like or the concepts you like? Or, better yet, if you believe in the political process, why don't you donate that time to campaigns? I think it's much more constructive. It's a constructive, creative, uplifting process. I don't waste my time on that. As Whistlekick grows, there are a growing number of people who dislike me, who dislike what we're doing, who make their opinions of whatever we've got going on known. I do not care. No, I take that back. I care a little bit, because I still haven't completely shed the idea that I want to make everybody happy. But I've come to realize that you can't change the world without ruffling some feathers, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what Whistlekick is all about, is changing the world. And if people have problems with that, I'm not going to change that for them. I'm not going to try to find some way to construct this company that makes absolutely everyone happy, because it's not possible. So I focus on positive, I focus on uplifting. I focus on creating things that make the world and traditional martial arts and artists better. And in that case, pain is a teacher, because it shows me that I am focused on the wrong things. Thank you, Stacy. Wisdom is something a wise man thinks he needs more of. Jim Rohn. Wisdom is something a wise man thinks he needs more of. I think everyone needs more wisdom, but I think a wise man recognizes the need for wisdom. Wisdom is another word for experience. It's knowing what to do and how to do it in given situations. And can't have too much of it. Doesn't mean we follow it, but having it available. Yeah. Wisdom is applied knowledge. We talked about this last week, week before? I don't remember. Wisdom is one of those interesting things because so many people spend time learning and being given knowledge and wisdom from others and then ignore it because they want to learn those lessons for themselves. That's okay. The better we get at trusting wisdom from others, the more we're able to do because we don't have to spend the time reinventing the wheel. The area I find wisdom trusted the most is the scientific community because in those cases wisdom is data and it's objective and easier to trust. Where would we be scientifically if everyone had to start over and rediscover bacteria or basic laws of physics? Right? We wouldn't get anywhere. But you learn and you advance, stand on the shoulders of scientists before you. And we as martial artists have the opportunity to stand on the shoulders of martial artists before us. But most of us aren't willing to do that. Some of us are doing that. I've observed that there are two kinds of martial artists, those who pass on martial arts and those who advance martial arts. And there aren't too many people who advance martial arts. Most of them are just passing on. And I shouldn't say just because that's a critical thing. And if there aren't enough people passing on martial arts, then the opportunities for advancing it are not there. I know a couple people who are advancing martial arts. We've had a few of those people on the show. It's far fewer people are actually advancing martial arts than you might think or than they themselves might want to think. When I say advancing martial arts, I mean actually bringing us new understanding of things within the martial arts. Taking 3 or 4 different traditional styles and coming up with a new curriculum. That's not advancing martial arts. Advancing martial arts is, I think the best example right now is what's going on in some of the self-defense discussions, self-defense communities, and applying a better understanding of psychological principles to self-defense, and then the ability to pull that knowledge, that wisdom, back into traditional training as part of the self-defense curriculum. That's advancing martial arts. Yeah, I don't want to belabor that. One more question. Remember, if you want to ask a question, drop it below. You know what? It'd be great if I logged on one day for questions and there were 3 different questions from 3 different people. I think we've had that once, and it was really cool. President Eisenhower kept a paperweight on his desk at the White House, which read, Suaviter, it's a terrible accent. Suaviter, that does not sound like Latin. I don't know how to read that Latin without like a French accent. Oh, there we go. Suaviter in Modo. Fortier in Re. I'm butchering this. Basically, he had a paperweight in Latin, but in English it said, gentle in manner, strong in deeds. Throwing me a curveball, Frank. Trying to get me to read Latin. 6:30 in the morning. Nice job. I took 3 years of Latin. I remember nothing. Once in a while, I can like pull a declension out of the back of my head. I don't even think the conjugations are in there. So now that I just got through that, what did that say? Gentle in manner, strong in deeds. One of the things that I have changed about myself, and I'll relate this back in a moment, that I've changed that I think has been really helpful. I don't apologize anymore. I show it through my actions. I used to make a big deal for others when I was wrong. I used to, pull them aside or call them and say, I screwed up there. I'm really sorry. It won't happen again. And I learned that even if I was sorry, even if it never did happen again, for most people, those words were kind of hollow because everyone apologizes and most people don't mean it. So I've decided that in those cases where I feel bad, where I screw up, I take the lesson. What did I do wrong? How am I going to improve it? And how do I make sure I don't do that again? And I put some energy into that. Because I think part of being a leader is showcasing proper behavior. Behavior is more important than words. Actions speak louder. We know this. So, gentle in manner, strong in deed. Right? That's what it says. Gentle in manner, strong in deeds. If you have the confidence to do what needs to be done, whether that's in training or self-defense or for your family or whatever, do you really need to talk about it? No, you just do it. You do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. You may have observed, as I have, that the more people talk about their strong deeds, the weaker they are. Strong people don't need to talk about being strong people. It's something that I've been working through myself. I grew up terribly unconfident. Lots of self-esteem issues. Still deal with some of that stuff. I used to define myself as the contrarian, as the victim. I don't do that anymore. I don't need to talk about what I've done, what I can do, what I will do. I just show it. So when I talk about things on this show, this is one of the few places I'm doing that. And I do it because this is kind of the format of this show. I share things. I'm open with you. And that's been really cathartic for me. But the rest of the time I'm out there doing it and showing it. I'm not really talking about it. Let's make it happen. Gentle in manner, strong in deeds. I've got this image in my mind of two dogs. A small dog who makes a lot of noise, and a large dog who just sits there and observes and stares. Which one is more intimidating? Forget about breed and really the fact that most dogs are gentle. Put that aside for a moment. If it came down to it, which dog is going to be who's going to put up a better fight, right? The big dog. I've heard others say that the scariest person in a fight is the one who remains calm because it means they've seen and done some stuff. Yeah, good topics. Gentle in manner, strong in deeds. I think that one's going to stick with me. Nice questions, Frank. Thank you. All right, now I'm going to end this. I'm going to go figure out what's going on with the podcast. We'll get that episode up. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel, and hopefully you're subscribing to the podcast. Turn on notifications. We do the show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. Catch it later at firstcupwithjeremy.com or in your podcast feed. Ask questions. Post them below. I'll answer them tomorrow. Don't forget, I put up a new shirt on Friday. It's a great shirt. Check it out. First Cup 15 saves you 15%. I got to get a copy. I got to get my own of these shirts because I really like it. A little derivative of another shirt that I had, but I thought it was too good of an idea to not copy. Now, your homework. All right. Let's build on that last piece. Gentle in manner, strong in deeds. As you go through your day, I want you to try to be observational of the people around you who fit this, and who are we'll say the opposite. People who talk a good game but don't actually do anything. And I want you to see the way you and others respond to them. I've observed that the people who are gentle in manner, strong in deed, are better leaders. They are people that we trust. They are people that others want to be around. They hold those alpha positions in society. Whereas the opposite, yeah, maybe they hold positions of authority, but they have to demand things of people. People don't volunteer them. Check that out. All right. I will see you back here tomorrow. I hope you have a great Monday. Take care. Peace.